Hey guys, welcome back to another Division video. Now today we're going to be taking a look at another build, a viewer build coming from Brent Straka 9147. I will post the comment here in the screen. Feel free to pause the video and read it. But basically this is another Saint Elmo build focusing on weapon damage and having as much ammo as possible. Alright, we are using 2 pieces of Brazos and True Patriot, which gives us the 3-piece bonus, gives us 20% magazine size here. All right, the other one is coming from the True Patriot gear set. The 3-piece bonus gives you 30% magazine size. So the way that we activate both of these bonuses is through the use of Ninjabike. This will activate or acts like a 3rd piece for our Patriot, also for our Brazos and True Patriot, the 2 pieces that we have here. The other one that I have here is Picaro's holster. This is the named version of Brazos and True Patriot. It gives you 15% weapon damage. So yeah, that is basically the concept for the build. Getting as much shock ammo for our Saint Elmo to shock enemies. Unfortunately, this build doesn't really have status effects in it, so the shock duration is not really that long. It's around 3 seconds, and but you do get a lot of ammo. But I just wish that in the future they will release Creeping Death in the chest piece, because right now I'm using Unbreakable for the chest piece, our talent, but maybe in the future they will release a Ninjabike for the chest piece, and then we can use Creeping Death at the backpack, and that is really good, because in the last video that I uploaded, and I will post here on the screen, this one uses Saint Elmo and a bunch of status effects and Creeping Death as the backpack, and it's really strong because, you know, when a group of enemies comes out of the door, you just shoot 1 bullet, everyone gets shocked for like 6 seconds, and I'm using Vial there, so everyone is like taking damage. It's a really fun build. This one is almost like, I really like this build, right? But it's just that I just wish we had Creeping Death, and that would make this build amazing. Now in the comment, he didn't really mention anything specific for the chest piece talent, but he did mention that we use Fenris for that 10% assault rifle damage and that 20% more reload speed, which is always nice. Decided to go for Unbreakable because it's, you know, it's all around the talent, really good, really nice, and I happen to have this chest piece that has like Unbreakable. But if you want more damage, you could go for Obliterate as well. Okay, so let's go through the items in the build. Starting on the very top, we have the weapons. Main weapon for the build is the Saint Elmo's engine, right? This is exotic assault rifle that we got recently in the latest patch. It has assault rifle damage, health damage, and critical hit chance. The unique talent for this exotic weapon is Actum Est. Shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you 1 stack. At 100 stacks, the next magazine will be filled with shock ammo. So after you reload, if that is like you have like 100 stacks, you get an entire clip or magazine of shock ammo, right? So every single shot that we do will shock the enemy. Now for the secondary weapon, he suggested to use Rock and Roll, which I don't have. I think Rock and Roll is a Dark Zone exclusive item. It's a shotgun, a named shotgun, ACS-12. And what's unique about this gun is that it's a shotgun, but you can hold the button and it keeps on firing, kind of like an assault rifle or an SMG or LMG. Now I have here shotgun damage, damage to armor, and 12% magazine size. That's the closest thing, because the unique thing about Rock and Roll is that I think it has like 50% more magazine size. Now there's like no version of that here, so I'm only using close and personal for the talent. Killing a target within 7 meters grants 30% weapon damage for 10 seconds. But if you have Rock and Roll, consider using that. That would be pretty fun, I imagine. And I guess maybe you could mess with other guns as well, like maybe an LMG. And I'm using Gunner as the specialization, so maybe attach the the attachment which gives you 50 extra ammo. That would be kind of interesting. The mods that I use for this gun just stack critical hit chance. I have here 5% critical hit chance, and the other one is another 5% critical hit chance. And for the sidearm, feel free to use whatever weapon you want. It's not really that important, but maybe there is a handgun that will benefit with, you know, the amount of ammo that we have here. Although he didn't really mention anything in the comments, so feel free to use whatever handgun or sidearm you want. Now that the weapons are done, let's go to the armor pieces. Starting off on the very top here, we have the mask. It's a Brazos de Arcabis. Now this brand set has the bonus of skill haste. If you wear 2 pieces, you get skill tier for the second bonus. And lastly, the third bonus is 20% magazine size. Alright, so I have here re-rolled main stat of weapon damage. And then the attributes are critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and I put a critical hit damage mod. Now for the chest piece, I'm using a Fenris. Now this brand set gives you first bonus is 10% assault rifle damage. The second bonus is 20% reload speed. The core attribute for this brand set is weapon damage, so no need to worry about that. Just try to get critical hit chance and critical hit damage in your secondary attribute and put a critical hit damage mod. The talent that I have for this gun is unbreakable, although if you want more damage, go for obliterate. Now for the holster, I'm using a named version of Brazos de Arcabis. This is Picaro's holster. Alright, the unique thing about this named item is that in the secondary attribute, you have 15% weapon damage. I have here critical hit chance as the other secondary attribute, and then I re-rolled the main core attribute of armor into skill tier. Now, I guess if you don't have this item, you could also use a Brazos de Arcabis. You know, you have armor here and just try to get critical hit chance and critical hit damage instead. Now for the backpack, I'm using the Ninjabike Messenger Exotic Backpack. The unique thing about this backpack is that it has weapon damage, armor, and skill tier all here in the core attribute, and then just put a critical hit damage mod here. The talent that this exotic backpack has is resourceful, meaning that it will act as a piece for your other gear. So like for example, this one, we are only using 2 pieces of Brazos de Arcabis. The third bonus is activated because of Ninjabike. Same thing here with the Fenris. I'm only wearing 1 piece, but we get that second piece bonus of reload speed. Now for the gloves, I'm wearing a True Patriot. The 2-piece bonus of this gear set gives you 30% ammo capacity, and then the 3-piece bonus gives you 30% magazine size. Alright, the default core attribute that this gear set has or rolls into is armor, so just worry about, you know, getting something like critical hit damage or critical hit chance in the secondary attribute. Lastly, for the knee pads, I'm wearing another True Patriot. This will activate the 3-piece bonus of 30% magazine size, and you just want armor here and critical hit chance. Okay, so for the skills, he suggested in the comments that we use a shield. This is because right now we are skill tier 3 and we have 3 blue armor cores. Now with that, we have a skill tier 6 shield, alright? So I'm using a Crusader ballistic shield, and the skill tier is skill tier 6. And the mods that I have here is 5% shield health, another shield health mod, and lastly, holstered regeneration. Okay, so for the second skill, we are using decoy, and the mods that we have here is 7.5 health and 7.5 duration. Now for the specialization, he didn't really mention anything specific to use. So right now I'm using gunner, but I guess you could go for technician as well. That would put you into skill tier 4, and maybe instead of using a shield and a decoy, you could use something else, you know, but make sure that you just use or unlock these 2 talents here, which is, you know, the 15% assault rifle damage because we're using Saint Elmo, and the other one is the 15% shotgun damage if you decide to go for a shotgun. Okay, so before we go to the shooting range, let's take a quick look at the stats. This is a weapon build using Saint Elmo. Well, there's a bit of a skill tier as well, but right now the critical hit chance is 59%, and the critical hit damage is 134 critical hit damage. The headshot damage is 60%, and you know, a couple of things here. Maybe the shield, skill tier 6, 20% skill haste, 16-second cooldown, and the health of the shield is 4,700,000. Alright, so for the other one, we have the decoy, skill tier 3 decoy, and skill haste is 20%, the cooldown is 20 seconds, the duration is 24 seconds, the health is 2,300,000, and the threat is 145. Okay, so here we are at the shooting range. Let's talk about the talent of the St. Elmo exotic assault rifle, Actum Est. Right, shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you 1 stack. At 100 stacks, the next magazine will be filled with shock ammo. So let me demonstrate how that works. Right now, I will zoom here at the bottom. There is that magazine icon with a bit of a thunder around it. As soon as I shoot this enemy here, you can see that it's getting filled up. Once you get like 100 stacks, the next reload that you do, right now I will zoom in, you see that 105 there at the bottom of the ammo. That means that we have 105 shock ammo. Now, every bullet that we shoot will shock enemies for about 3 seconds. Alright, so let me shoot this enemy here and count. 001, 002, 003. So about 3 seconds. And yeah, each bullet will shock enemies. Let's see here. Shock that, shock that. Now, what's nice about the creeping death talent is that one bullet will pretty much shock the entire group, right? But now we don't have that option because we are wearing the Ninjabike. But it's a needed item for you to activate both of the talent, or actually the bonuses that we get from Brazos and True Patriot, which is 20% magazine size, and the one from Patriot, which is 30% magazine size. So no creeping death, we have to use Ninjabike. Now for the damage of St. Elmo in this build, we're doing 242,000 on the chest and 304 in the head. Okay, so that is it for the St. Elmo exotic rifle. Now let's pretend that this is the rock and roll named shotgun, right? This ACS-12. Right now we have 12% magazine size on top of the bonuses that we get from the True Patriot and Brazos and True Patriot. Now the unique thing about this shotgun, just in case you guys don't know, is that it fires rapidly. Very fun, although you do run out of ammo pretty quick. But this is a pretty fun gun, especially in close range. So yeah, that is it. Now the difference between this gun and rock and roll is that rock and roll has the talent 50% more ammo. So just imagine me shooting for a longer period. The body shot that we have here is 88,000, and let's see the damage on the head. It's 109,000. Anyways guys, that is the build. Thank you so much for Brent Straka 9147 for sharing this build. A really nice weapon damage build for St. Elmo. Again, you have skill tier 3, and if you decide to use the technician specialization, that would put you to skill tier 4. And instead of using a shield and a decoy, maybe use a different skill. That would be very nice. And I would try to do that and level up my other skills which are not leveled up yet. Overall, I think this is a very nice weapon build using the St. Elmo's engine. I just wish that we have Creeping Death as the talent. Somewhere, maybe a version of Creeping Death in the chest piece. But I think it's a really nice build, and I think this could work well in PvP. Anyways guys, that is the build. Again, thank you so much for Brent Straka 9147 for sharing this build. If you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comments. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.